What's good, YouTube? That192 here, back again once again. And today we are here for our Week 7 team preparation video for our UCL United Championship League battle. And this week we are preparing for our matchup against the Durham Druddigons, coached by Leo, formerly known as El Master Show Off, currently known as 6 Foot Hacks. And I'm very excited for this battle. It's going to be very interesting to say the least. I'll give you guys a bit more details on everything that's happening this week with this battle. But if you guys are hyped for some UCL, if you guys are hyped for some team prep, and I do apologize for this video being up so late. Trust me, I'm breaking the fourth wall, and that's what I'm going to talk about. And of course, if you're a proud member of the Happy Nation and you're supporting the Tucson Terrakions, make sure you smash the like button down below for us, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. Now, breaking the fourth wall here. I'm recording this Friday at 6 p.m., which means it's probably not going to go up until like 8:30 or 9 p.m. my time. So a lot of you guys may not see this until the next day. I'm fixing my camera here. And that's because Leo and I haven't battled yet. Every single week when we upload team preps, we upload them after we've already battled. And most of the time I get our battles done probably between like Monday and Thursday or something like that, or Monday and Wednesday. I try to at least. But this week, you guys know I had a lot of people in town. Everyone didn't end up leaving until Wednesday. So then we team built on Thursday, and now here it is Friday, and we get to actually battle. So we're gonna record this team prep and then battle afterwards. And it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy. But as you can see, we have our team here for the Durham Druddigons, and it's very, very frightening. It's really not a good matchup for us. It's not a good matchup for us. Looking at the Durham Druddigons team, their 3 OU picks are Clefable, Victini, and Terrakion. Their 3 UU picks are Mega Blastoise, Crocodile, and Shaman. Their 3 RU picks are Registeel, Druddigon. We got Druddigon. And Sigilyph, and their 3 NU picks are Skuntank, and just this week they traded Swellow to the Long Island Regirockies in exchange for Leafeon. So they have Skuntank, Leafeon, and Zeepstrika. If I've ever said before that we do not have a good team matchup, it is this week. There's probably no other team in the league that we have this terrible of a team matchup against. Literally, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, I don't expect to win. Like, I'm going to try and win, don't get me wrong, but there's a realist deep down inside me that's like, this probably isn't going to happen. They have probably like top 3 teams in the league easily right here. And I'll tell you, there's 2 main reasons why I don't think they're going to win. Number 1, their team is absolutely monstrous. And number 2, I know Leo is gunning. He is gunning to beat us because of the Lunar Dance fiasco last year in the UCL. So I know Leo's going to do everything he can to take us out. It's going to be one hell of a match. It's just going to be one. I just want to get 1 kill. That's what I tell my opponents every week before we battle. I just want 1 kill. Just don't 6-0 me, please. Anyways, the team that we went ahead and built, we have Titania, the Mega Gardevoir. Titania, of course, is our team captain. She's coming along again because looking at the Durham Druddigons team, aside from Registeel, there's no one on the Durham Druddigons team that can safely switch in on a Hyper Voice. Everybody else gets 2-shot by Hyper Voice easily. The only other option they could bring would be like Assault Vest Victini, since it resists Hyper Voice. I think Assault Vest Victini, Hyper Voice does like 22% or something like that. And we get O-Code by V-Create. So it's really, if Victini and Registeel, God willing, they aren't brought, which I don't see why he wouldn't bring them. If they aren't brought, then we'll be having a much easier time. Looking at their team, I'm pretty sure their first 4 picks are coming. Clefable, Victini, Terrakion, Mega Blastoise. I think Registeel is going to come. And then the last pick is really just up in the air. It could be Crook, like a Scarf Moxie Crook. Shaman or Leafeon could come as well. He's not going to bring both. Skuntank, I could see. I know Leo likes to play with Aftermath a lot. And then there's Zeepstrika. Zeepstrika outspeeds everything on our team. Everything. And he might bring Zeepstrika for the threat of Thundurus and Rotom Heat as well. So, I don't know, because Zeepstrika gets Voltorb. But that's what we're looking at. But for Titania, we are running Max Speed, Max Special Attack, Foreign Defense, Timid Nature. The only reason we didn't get a chance to speed creep this week is because we want to speed tie with mons like Shaman and Victini and guarantee to outspeed everything else on his team. We outspeed everything else on their team, barring a Terrakion. Terrakion's base 108 and Zeepstrika's base 116. So we don't outspeed that naturally. And so we outspeed everything else on the team other than the two Pixie Mons, Victini and Shaman. We speed tie with them and any Scarfers that may be present. But we're rocking Hyper Voice because, like I said, there's nothing on his team that safely takes Hyper Voice besides the Registeel. Focus Blast to touch said Registeel. Shadow Ball is there as well, more so for the Victini because, like I said, it resists Hyper Voice. And then the last move is kind of just up in the air. It really just ended up being like, what do we run? We talked about running Thunderbolt as well. And it's like, well, Hyper Voice does just as much, if not more damage. So it was one of those things where, what is our last move? We decided to run Taunt on the off chance that maybe Leo predicts us to swap out against the Registeel. We can taunt it to keep it from cursing, keep it from thunder waving. Taunt would be nice against the Sigilyph as well. It just gives us options. Taunt would be nice against the Clefable. You know what I mean? Instead of just having just the 4th YOLO move, we try to pick a move that's as utility as possible. So Max Speed, Max Special Attack, Hyper Voice, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, and Taunt. Up next, we have Nutcracker, the Chestnut, once again joining us. She has been on the bench for the past couple of weeks, but she's here primarily for the one big, giant mascot of a threat, the big irony elephant in the room, Terrakion. I'd said the Durham Druddigons team is absolutely atrocious. They fuck us up so good. They fuck us up so good. And one reason is because we have no able-bodied switch-ins to a banded Terrakion. And I know that Leo knows this. He has told me that since we traded Golurk a couple weeks back, we have no one who can safely switch in on Terrakion. Golurk, a max HP, max defense, like defensive Golurk, actually handles Terrakion very well because we resist X Scissor, we don't resist a Rock Slide, but max defense we take it well because Golurk's defense is really well. He can't close combat us, obviously we're a Ghost type, so you know we had a lot of advantages with the Golurk, but we made the sacrifice of Golurk for Cindy the Gastron, and Cindy does not take a close combat very well. I think a banded close combat from Terrakion to Cindy does like 75% or something like that. It's some wild amount. So we don't have anyone on our team just at all, period, that can safely switch in on a banded Terrakion. And that's very, very scary. But we do have Nutcracker here, and Nutcracker, if played correctly, can come in handy very, very much so. Because we are max HP, max defense, 4 in attack, impish nature. I believe banded Terrakion does like 71% min or some shit like that, or max, one of the two, and in turn we can Drain Punch, get ourselves back up above half. Well, actually it would be doing Drain Punch would be doing like 75 or 80 in turn to Terrakion, because he has the lower defenses from close combat. So we have that option there as well. Drain Punch handles the Terrakion very, very well, and in turn that puts us in range to go ahead and sweep up with Pearl. I know you guys see Pearl chilling there. But we have that option as well. Drain Punch, obviously stab, hits the Crook, hits the Terrakion, hits the Blastoise well, hits the Registeel, the Druddigon, the what the fuck is the thing called? Skuntank, the stupid ass Zebra Horse. You know, Drain Punch gives us overall coverage, and it's a good recovery because I'm sure you guys noticed we don't have Leech Seed. You know, we don't have Leech Seed here this week. It's all offense just going in. Rock Helmet is there, of course, to get that extra chip damage, so that combined with the lower defenses for close combat, plus the Drain Punch. Hopefully we should be good to go. But rocking Drain Punch, Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb is there again for the Terrakion. It's there for the Blastoise, the Crook. You know, you can just go down the line and name the things that's super effective against. So Drain Punch, Seed Bomb, obviously there for stab. Poison Jab is there for the Clefable, because Drain Punch and Seed Bomb don't get the job done, whereas Poison Jab does like a clean 70% or so to Clefable, which is a massive chunk of health out of that fat ass mon right then and there. And Stone Edge is there so we just don't get walled by mons like Sigilyph and Victini. You know, we have an option. You know, if he's predicting a Drain Punch or a Seed Bomb and we can read it, we can just click Stone Edge and fuck up that Victini, because when you look at the Durham Druddigons team, his first 3 mons and the Registeel, Clefable, Victini, Terrakion, and Registeel are honestly the biggest threats to our squad. We need to get rid of them ASAP, and if we can get rid of 1 or 2 of them, or if he doesn't bring 1 or 2 of them, then we'll have a little bit more breathing room and we can work around things. But if all 4 of them come, it's gonna be one hell of a battle. It's gonna be one hell of a battle, to say the least. So we have Nutcracker. She's coming back this week. Like I said, she's got enough of versatility with her moveset to touch almost everyone on their team. It just comes down to getting the chance to send her in to do work. Up next, we have 30 minutes. Our Rotom Heat, bold natured, 2v2 HP, 2v2 defense, 4 in special attack. The reason that we're running bold over calm is because all the special threats towards 30 minutes, aside from Mega Blastoise, we naturally resist and we can handle. We're running bold because other things like Terrakion, you know, can kind of fuck us up. Crocodile, you know, could kind of fuck us up. We need to be able to tank Iron Heads or possible Rock Slide. Does he get Rock Slide? I don't know if Reggie still gets Rock Slide. I know he gets Ancient Power. But we need to be able to tank those physical hits. Again, it's giving us an option, just period, to play around with Victini. If Victini wants to run Zen Headbutt, same thing with Terrakion. You know, it gives us an option to help wall it out. But we also are running Overheat, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, and Pain Split. Now, Nexus and I team built this, and we were sitting there going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Should we run Thunder Wave? Should we run Toxic? Should we run Thunder Wave? Should we run Toxic? Because if we run Thunder Wave, the issue is the Zeep Striker. Because the Zeep Striker clearly has Motor Drive, I think, and I don't think it gets Volt Absorb. It's one of the two. And we can't safely Thunder Wave or Volt Switch against that. If we run Toxic, the whatchamacallit, the Registeel is right there. But ultimately we decided that Rotom is here to handle the Registeel, which we can just overheat all over. Which even then is still scary, because if he brings like a max special defense curse set, then we're really going to be in for a bad time, because we don't OHKO with overheat. We need to chip off like a clean 35-40%, and then overheat gets the job done. So it's going to be really aggravating, but Rotom is here to help wall the Registeel, which, as we've already talked about so many times, is such a huge issue for us because it stops Titania from doing her thing. So Rotom is here for that, and like I said, we ultimately decided to go with Thunder Wave or Toxic because we can still handle the Registeel with overheat, whereas Thunder Wave helps us slow down some of his faster mons like Victini, like if he doesn't bring Magic Guard Clef. I said some of his faster mons when we talk about Clef. Clef is just a threat. That's why I brought it up. But back to faster mons, Victini, Terrakion, Shaman if need be. Do you guys know that Sigilyph is like base 97 speed or 95 or some shit like that? It's too fast for its own fucking good. Period. It's too fucking fast. But we ultimately decided to run Thunder Wave over Toxic. Moving on, we have Thumbs, the Ambipom, who is returning again this week. For some reason, Nexus just hates Thumbs. I don't know why. I think it's because he's so frail. Like, Ambipom hits hard, but oftentimes not hard enough. You know what I mean? I think that's one of those things where it kind of sort of falls short, and it's not bulky enough to take hits. So, it kind of sucks, but we're going to make it work this week. We're rocking Life Orb, Jolly Nature, Max Speed, I almost said Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Max Attack, 4 in HP. We're running Max Speed so that we can outspeed everything on the Durham Druddigons team, barring the Zeep Striker, of course. If he has anything that's not Max Speed, we will outspeed that Zeep Striker. But I don't see any reason for him not to. I mean, he might try and run a bulky set. I'm picturing an Assault Vest Zeep Striker if he ends up bringing it, but it does outspeed everything on the Durham Druddigons team, again, barring any Choice Scarfers, and the Max Speed Zeep Striker. Ain't that a bitch and a half? Zeep Striker's base 116 speed, Ambipom is base 115. Stu fucking Pendus. But we are carrying Life Orb, of course, to help do that extra damage with Fake Out, Knock Off, Gunk Shot, and Low Kick. Low Kick is there, of course, so we can touch the Terrakion and the Registeel. I believe Low Kick has a chance to OHKO after Stealth Rocks, especially. If he ends up having a close combat drop, then definitely has a chance to OHKO. And like I said, it's there for the Registeel as well. I think max damage on Registeel does like 48%, so that's the 40% we're looking for Rotom to come in and just overheat and kill it from there. But we're really gonna have to play carefully around that Registeel. That thing is so fucking annoying. But Fake Out and Knock Off are easily self-explainable. Gunk Shot is there just for the Clefable, because with this moveset, obviously it resists knockoff. Fake Out's not going to do enough to kill. Low Kick is resisted as well, while Gunk Shot, Leo may not be expecting, because I didn't know before we sat down in team build. I did not know Ambipom even got Gunk Shot. It would never cross my mind. But we do have Gunk Shot, which does like a clean 72 or 73% to Clefable, somewhere in that neighborhood, so that's a decent amount of damage. And of course that applies to mons like Shaman and Leafeon if he ends up deciding to bring them. At the same time, as long as he doesn't send out the fucking Registeel or the Crocodile, Gunk Shot's base, what, 120? Is it 120? It's base 120 power. It's shitting on niggas no matter what. Unless you resist it, it's gonna do a decent amount of damage, so I'll rock out with it. Up next we have Britannia, who's joining us as well. Britannia, yo, has Britannia been here every single week? Let's go and check so far. Britannia has come every single fucking week. Hot damn, my favorite 4th gen starters putting in the work. Go ahead, start the flame war in the comment section. I don't give a shit. But Britannia is here. Britannia or Britannia, I don't know what it is. And we are running bold max defense. and 236 in HP, 4 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and 12 into speed. Now, the reason that we have 12 into speed is to speed creep mons like Clefable. I think there was, is it? No, because I think, yeah, we speed type with Clefable, because I'm pretty sure Clefable is base 60 as well. To speed type with Clefable, we definitely outspeed Registeel, Druddigon as well. You know, it's to outspeed the lower speed mons on his team. That's why. And with that 12 into speed, we're guaranteed to outspeed. The only thing is, would he decide to maybe put an extra point in to outspeed our speed creep? Who knows? But that should give us the edge over the Clefable, because we need that. Looking at Scald, Flash Cannon, Defog, and Stealth Rock. Defog and Stealth Rock, of course, are self-explanatory. Scald is there so we can catch up burns. Flash Cannon is there specifically for the Clefable. I mean, the Terrakion doesn't appreciate it very well either, but it's there for the Clefable because we do like 65 to 70% or somewhere around there on the Clefable. But when it comes to, oh no, actually, I don't know. I think I had that calc mixed up with something else. I think we do even less than that. I don't know, I think it's somewhere around half. It's enough to the point where he can soft boil Calm Mind, soft boil Calm Mind, soft boil Calm Mind, and we don't want that. And if he outspeeds us, that gives him the advantage to do that, whereas if we outspeed him, he can't do that because it's Flash Cannon turn 1, then we can Flash Cannon turn 2 and kill it, whether he Calm Minds or not, because that'll force him into a soft boil. So, I'm happy with that. Defog, we need to help keep the rocks away from Titania in 30 minutes. And of course our last member, Pearl, too, because we want to keep that precious multi-scale. Stealth Rock is there to help set up rocks because I feel like there might be a few switching going on, knock on wood, but it's also there to fuck up that pesky Victini and that Sigilyph if it ends up coming. And of course chip damage is just nice in general. But the last thing that is on Britannia is that Choppleberry, because even with a banded Terrakion, as long as we're at full health, we can take a banded close combat with a Choppleberry. It'll do like 79% to us, but we can eat it up, and that in turn will put us into Torrent range, and that Torrent Skull does like 98% to Terrakion. So that, any sort of crit would kill, of course. If we land a burn, it kills. Do you guys understand how much of a threat the Terrakion and the Victini are to our team? It's such a huge issue, such a huge issue. So many things have been put into place to help us handle this Terrakion. If he doesn't even bring it, that would be that. Honestly, the Terrakion and the Victini are the two. He has to bring them both. He has to. He has to. Clefable, Victini, Terrakion, Mega Blastoise, Registeel. I'm calling those 5 right now. The 6 mon just comes down to whatever the fuck he wants to put on the team, but those 5 I guarantee you he's going to bring. But still, the Choppleberry, as long as we keep full health and keep the berry intact, we can take any fighting type move. If he wants to predict the Choppleberry and go for an Earthquake, a banded Earthquake does less than a banded close combat would with the Choppleberry. So we can live a banded Earthquake. I think Earthquake does like 68 to 78 or something like that, somewhere around there. It's a few points less, but either way, it's gonna put us in a Torrent range, and Scald does the absolute most. Only downside to this moveset is that we can't touch like Shaman or Leafeon if he decides to bring it, which kind of sort of sucks, but it is what it is. It's League format. You can only try to cover as much as you can. You can't cover everything, which really sucks, but it is what it is. And our last member, honestly, was a toss-up. It was a toss-up on what we were going to bring. We debated Drapion. We debated Scarf Gallade, because Gallade has a wide move pool. Almost forgot we even had Gallade, right? And ultimately we decided to settle on Pearl Dragonite, because if we can get rid of the Registeel and the Clefable, then Pearl is able to come in and do the absolute most. Dragonclaw is doing so much to everything on the team. We decided to run Dragonclaw over Outrage on the off chance that we do need to bring Pearl in, and the Clefable or the Registeel aren't dead yet, then we don't lock ourselves into Outrage. Last week, I think during team prep, we were discussing that, and someone's like, what do you mean you're not locking yourself into Outrage? It's a choice item. And it's like, no, dummy. I'm talking about locking myself into a 2 to 3 turn move, not the fact that it locks me into the move with the choice item. But with the choice band, we can lock ourselves into Dragonclaw and not be stuck against the Clefable, which then turns into setup fodder, gets a free Calm Mind up or a free Moonblast off, which we don't want. Same thing with the Registeel to give him a free Curse or a free Thunder Wave. We don't want either one of those. Earthquake gives us options. It gives us a safer option. other than Dragon Claw, because Earthquake hits the Victini, does decent damage to the Fable, fucks up the Terrakion. I think it does like min 100 to the Terrakion or something like that. Does decent damage to the Blastoise, the Crook, it's there for the Registeel specifically, and pretty much everything that's not off the ground, we're fucking up with Earthquake. Iron Head is there, again, specifically for the Clefable, gives us options there, and the Terrakion. And then last but not least, we have Extreme Speed, which you guys know has to be there for Banded Dragonite. Extreme Speed is there so that we can help sweep up, clean up, like I said, if that Scald doesn't end up killing, or if, you know, a few mons on the Durham Druddigons team have like 15% health left or something like that, Banded Dragonite pretty much does the work again. Against anyone but the Registeel, E-Speed is cleaning up nicely. I think even against the Terrakion it does like 22% or something like that. It's not a lot, but it's enough to the point that it matters. We'll say that much. But our EV spread, we're adding, of course, 68 into HP, 252 attack, 4 in defense, 20 in special defense, and 164 in speed. We speed crept it because with us being base 80, we don't outspeed half their team as it is. Like, we're not outspeeding Victini, Terrakion, the Crook is like base 92, Shaman's base 100, Siglip's like 95 or 97, Leafeon's 95, Zeep Strike is 116. So pretty much very similar to the Britannia, the Empoleon. We pretty much speed corrected to outspeed all of his lower speed mons. Like, I'm pretty sure this outspeeds, does it outspeed max speed Clefable? I don't remember. I think it does. This guarantees that we go first in certain situations. So that's good on us, and I'm just gonna hope and pray that all goes well in this battle. I just recorded this. I'm gonna edit it, set it to render real quick, and then I'm actually gonna go and battle Leo. It all happens at once. I'm gonna go and battle Leo, and hopefully all goes well. You guys will find out what happens tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm really not looking forward to this battle. Really not looking forward to this battle. This is a very, very uphill battle for us. And of course, we had a regular team preparation video this week. We did do the live team building last week because even though there are a lot of people that don't want to see 2.5 hours of team prep, there are a lot of people that want to see 2.5 hours of team prep. So I'm thinking that we might just alternate them every single week. So next week we'll have a live team building session, and this week we just have the regular team recap. So it's the best of both worlds, and everyone's happy, because I can't please everyone all at once. Anyways, with that, let us know any changes or anything that you'd like to make towards the squad. Anything that you might, well, I'm not going to be able to make the changes because I'm getting ready to go battle him, but it'll be in the noggin for next time, you know? That's all Pokemon battling is experience, and if you make a mistake, learn from it. There it is. So let us know any changes that you'd like to make. If there's any oversights we may have had, let us know in the comment section below. And of course, if you're hyped for this week's battle, if you're proud of the Happy Nation and you're supporting the Tucson Terrakions, make sure you smash the like button down below for us as well. But with that, I'm gonna get about. Thank y'all once again for your support. Thank you for checking the video. I'm out this bitch. Woo!